Minglawa, welcome to Myanmar Today. I'm Henry Zin. Here are the latest news and reports. The first report is on safety and secure learning environment for schools. Next is on Myanmar-China Culture Association to hold art exhibition. A story coverage on YUFL International Students' Day Mohingha cooking competition. We'll definitely get to the reports in a while, but before that, let's take a look at some local news. State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi and Chinese President Xi Jinping took part in the Myanmar-China bilateral talks in the Credentials Hall of the Presidential Palace in Naypyidaw on Saturday. Both leaders cordially exchanged views on peace and development of Myanmar, involvement of non-signatories in the nationwide ceasefire agreement in the peace process after signing the NCA, China-Myanmar Corridor, Jiaopyu Special Economic Zone and Deep Sea Port, successful implementation of China-Myanmar Economic Zones and New Yangon Project, progress of Myanmar's industrial, electricity, transport, agriculture, investment and trade sectors, export of Myanmar's products, further promotion of people-to-people relations, Baupor relations, and establishment of a community sharing weal and wool. After the talks, State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi and President Xi Jinping graced the signing and exchanging of bilateral agreements and MOUs between the Republic of the Union of Myanmar and the People's Republic of China. President of the People's Republic of China, Xi Jinping, and Commander-in-Chief of Defense Services Senior General Miao Line held talks on relations between the two countries and cooperation between the two armed forces in Naypyidaw on Saturday. The Chinese president said the visit to Myanmar, which is his first foreign visit in 2020, reflects the strong bonds of Sino-Myanmar relations. Extra force should be applied in further strengthening fraternal relations between the two countries, and bilateral cooperation must be cemented to establish a community sharing weal and wool. The senior general, in his discussions, said Myanmar gained a lot of experience during the 9 years of political reforms, and there are also challenges. One of the important challenges is state stability. Serious attention is paid to peace as it is important. He continued to say that Myanmar appreciates and supports Chinese government's solving of its internal problems in accord with the law, and he reiterated Myanmar's support for One China policy. He also said China's Belt and Road projects will be supportive for the peace process and bring development and happiness to Myanmar if they are implemented for the benefit of Myanmar. The senior general said that Damador will make utmost efforts in lending a helping hand to the endeavors for establishing a bilateral community to overcome all challenges in weal and wool and serving the people's interest. A mobile medical team of Sagaing Region Public Health Department has provided free medical treatments to the TB patients at the Basic Education Middle School of Laketu Village in Kambalu Township in Sagaing Region on Sunday. The medical team comprised of Medical Superintendent Dr. Nemo and health officials of 100-bed Township Hospital. Heads of laboratories and doctors went to the villages and conducted educative talks on tuberculosis, informing the symptoms of TB. The medical team also stressed the importance of receiving medical treatments by the TB patients as it could affect the health, education, business, and social life of their family members, and encouraged that TB disease doesn't need to be worried as it is recoverable if medicines are systematically taken daily. According to U Ao Min Nai of Tuberculosis Elimination Department, the medical team will also provide free TB treatments to the patients of Meite, Tangon, Chaji and Kotaumbo villages in Kambalu Township. 2 days after the Yenanabo market was damaged in a fire, officials announced on Sunday that the market will be reopened soon. A team led by Manlay's deputy mayor on Sunday inspected the market's first floor, which was engulfed by fire last Friday. About half of the 150 shops on the first floor were damaged in the fire. Diamond Plaza, which is located next to the Yenanapon market, has also been closed for an electrical inspection, and it will reopen after the inspection is completed, according to the MCDC. The massive fire at the mall started last Friday. Fire services personnel with nearly 200 fire engines tried to put out the fire for hours. The fire was contained at 2:02 a.m. and on Saturday and extinguished at 5:03 a.m. According to the Myanmar Fire Services Department, five services personnel suffered minor injuries. Cause of the fire is under investigation. Ministry of Electricity, Industry, Road Transportation and Communications for Yangon Region, Donila Jo, said in order to expand Yangon water bus services, the government needs to construct more jetties. She added, currently, the Yangon water bus is operating in the Line River. To expand the services to Ngamoye Creek and Tanlien, more jetties need to be constructed. Yangon Water Bus Service was launched on the 7th of October 2017 by Tintin Myanmar Company. The company provides services from Insane Jetty to Border Town Jetty using 11 motor vessels. It provides transportation to around 100,000 commuters per month. Yangon Water Bus is also offering daily services for pilgrims and riverine cruise tours. That's all with the local news, and here's the first report on Myanmar Today. Myanmar is prone to be damaged by natural disasters yearly, usually from storms or subsequent events that follow, such as floods, landslides, or even earthquakes. Schools are the major concern where damages are evident and help is very much needed. Plan International Myanmar held an event titled Safety and Secure Learning Environment for Schools Project Plan Evaluation Workshop. Collaborated with the teachers and students from the Ministry of Education, the very much needed help towards school ensuring safety and secure learning environment seems to be well on the way. Soyadana and Pomo will tell us more.
On the 15th of January, Plan International Myanmar held an event titled Safety and Secure Learning Environment for Schools Project Plan Evaluation Workshop. In this event, the causes and the actions taken by the Ministry of Education in accordance with Plan International Myanmar were briefed and ongoing project engagements are discussed. What has been at least 2 years in the making of safety measures towards government schools in Myanmar, Plan International Myanmar has now reached out to 20 schools in Rakhine, Mandalay, and Yangon within the recent initiative approach. The international organization has been engaging with appropriate teachers and schooling representatives, conducting workshops and training sessions if necessary. Like most Asian countries, Myanmar is prone to be damaged by natural disasters yearly and usually from storms or subsequent events that follow, such as floods, landslides, or even earthquakes. Schools are the major concern where damages are evident and help is very much needed. Masui Tanda, the project site manager of Plan International Myanmar, explained what the organization has been contributing to the schooling community.
ကျမနာမည်ကတော့မဆုဤနနာဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ကျမတာဝန်ယူထားတာကတော့ကျမကဒီစီမံကိန်းရဲ့ manager အနေနဲ့တာဝန်ထားဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ကျမရဲ့အဖွဲ့အစည်းကတော့ Plan International မြန်မာဖြစ်ပါတယ်။
This initiative started in October of 2018, where 20 schools across Myanmar are focused. We went to 15 schools in Mandalay, 3 in Yangon, and 2 in Mandalay, where we conduct workshops and sharing sessions to children on how to ensure safety and secure learning environment. We held capacity building sessions especially designed to schooling authorities, notifying them the possible scenario, preparation, and first action in case of natural disaster. In terms of the rise on field training session, we had been to 120 schools, educating 240 teachers along the process.
The key involvement of the government and the people is always necessary to guarantee a successful initiative. She continued on how Plan International Myanmar has been connected with ministries.
When we held the forum, we not only made sure the teachers are informed, but also the students and expect to give key insight on how and which that could have been better, and more were the benefit as well. In addition to this, we strongly believe these safety protocols are entirely necessary on the national level. Optimistically, we're hoping to increase the number of schools we have in touch with and work together more with the Ministry of Education at areas such as strengthening the school buildings.
Educational key figures were also present at the event. This was highly important to ensure the agenda of this event is met, which is to re-evaluate what has been done and the beneficial impacts of the project launch. According to Dr. Nyonyo Din, the headmistress of number 5 Basic Education High School, Chai Tazan Township in Mandalay Region, Plan International Myanmar holds a high reputation to this day of engaging effective social service activities to educate schools on preparing against natural disasters. A day-long training event was held exclusively for the teachers across the Mandalay region, where 2 teachers from each school were asked to participate in Hindada. On being asked about the details of positive social work done by Plan International Myanmar, Dr. Nyo Ten said,
ကျမတောင်းယူစင်မှာပေါ့နော်2018ခုနှစ်ပေါ့နော်2018ခုနှစ်လောက်ကလေးကဒီ Plan International မြန်မာကနေပြီးတော့ Mandalay တိုင်းမှာပေါ့နော်ဒီချောင်းချောင်းရွေးချင်ကျမရဲ့
My school is built on the farming land, so it is really easy to get flooded after 2 or 3 days of rain. In the past, there were times where the school had to be closed for 2 days during the rainy season since the classrooms are flooded and conditions are not appropriate to teach. Plan International Myanmar built a 600 laundry train, which cost 103,000, where 74,000 were covered by the organization. The test was based on the donation. We now have early warning group, rescue team, and first aid team organized by the Plan International Myanmar, and we can be thankful enough for their decent contribution.
စီစဉ်မှုဟိုဖြောင်းအဲ့ဒီတင်နန်းပြီးတာနဲ့ကိုကကျမတို့ကဆွမ်းနာပြောတဲ့ကလေး60ပေါ့နော်ကျောင်းမှာကလေး60ကို sample ယူလိုက်တာ
The very much needed help towards school ensuring safety and secured learning environment seems to be well on the way. It's developing, and with every step forward, the community is shaping towards a better all-rounded improvements.
That's a report on safety and secure learning environment for schools. Alright, it's time now to check on the weather forecast in Myanmar. There's plenty of sunshine in Yangon. Expect highest temperatures of 34 degrees Celsius and the lowest of 17 degrees Celsius. And Naypyidaw's weather conditions are not so different from Yangon. There's also plenty of sunshine. Expect highest temperature of 33 degrees Celsius and the lowest of 11 degrees Celsius. It's a nice weather with plenty of sunshine in Mandalay. Expect highest temperature of 30 degrees Celsius and the lowest of 12 degrees Celsius. Well, we have another report coming up, and then we'll check on the stocks and currency exchange rates. Myanmar China Culture Association will hold a 3-day arts exhibition for the purpose of promoting cultural traditional exchanges between Myanmar and China. The exhibition will be held from 20th to 22nd of January at National Museum, where the event organizing committee mostly expects the visitors from China for the art exhibition, which are mostly the artworks of Myanmar artists. Willinson reports.
Myanmar China Culture Association, with the aim to promote cultural exchanges between Myanmar and China, will hold a 3-day art exhibition where the artworks of mostly Myanmar artists will be displayed to attract the attention of both domestic and international visitors. The art exhibition will be held at National Museum from 20th to 22nd of January. The organizing committee, which is Myanmar China Culture Association, is expecting many Chinese visitors as the exhibition mostly aims to exchange the cultures and traditions. According to the report by Myanmar China Culture Association, the artwork mostly of Myanmar artists will be available for sale at the exhibition, for the price varies from $1,000 to $10,000 respectively. This is the first ever exhibition organized by Myanmar China Culture Association. Speaking to MI Radio, Ulai Win, chairman of Myanmar China Culture Association, said,
It has been almost a year since we first formed Myanmar China Culture Association. We have organized some charity events, but when it comes to art exhibition, which reflects the cultural relation between Myanmar and China, we have not organized any event. From the first year of forming this association, we always wanted to organize art exhibition like this, but now only we are able to finally organize this event. This is the main matter. We have already had discussion with the Chinese ambassador on this matter.
Events to exchange culture and tradition between Myanmar and China have been accelerated recently, unlike any other time. But most of them are held in Myanmar, where Chinese culture and tradition are exchanged, and there is only a handful of cultural exchange events being held in China from Myanmar side. Speaking on this matter, why cultural exchange program is not held in China from Myanmar side as much as it's being held in Myanmar, Ulai Wen also explains.
အဲ့ဒီကတော့အဓိကကြပါတယ်အဲ့ဒါလေးကတော့ခုနတရုတ်
As a Chinese ambassador has been so busy this time, we have difficulty in bringing those Chinese artworks to Myanmar for the exhibition show or Myanmar artworks to China. However, we are working on another project where we plan to show artworks from Myanmar in China because we learned that China preserves a large sum of cultural and traditional artworks, and some of those preserved Chinese artworks have been shipped to Myanmar for the purpose of being on display. At the same time, we are also working on being able to penetrate the international market with Myanmar artworks.
Nipo, who is an artist who is also the chairman for event organizing committee and speaking to MI Radio on what are the kinds of artwork that will be on the exhibition, he said,
Today, we have several types of art forms. Here in Myanmar, different isms. We are including all those diverse artists from all over Myanmar to take part in this exhibition. But especially, I have two artworks for the show, both of which are dance artworks, where I portray the traditional dance of Myanmar in my artwork. As we hold this art exhibition with the aim to promote cultural exchanges between Myanmar and China, we hope the visitors from both nations will learn so much about each other's cultures and traditions through this exhibition, and as a result, we will be able to value cultures and traditions, implementing our mission development in cultural exchanges between the two nations.
According to the report by Myanmar China Culture Association, there's already one project being discussed between Myanmar and China to make a film with a collaboration of filmmakers from both nations. This is Williamson for MI Radio.
That's a report on Myanmar China Culture Association to hold art exhibition. And now we have an information on currency rates from Myanmar's central bank. $1 is at 1,465 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 213 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,632 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,918 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,089 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 361 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 48 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 20 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,559. Silver is at $18. Brent crude oil is at $58. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI went up 500 and it's at 11,500. MTSH is at 3,850. MCB is at 8,100. FPB is at 23,000. TMH dropped 50 and it's at 2,850. You're with MI Radio's Myanmar Today. You can log on to our website at miradio.com.mm and catch many other great programs of MI Radio on the website. We're also running on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. Alternatively, you can download our app on both iOS and Android platforms. It's easy to search. Just type in Myanmar INTL Radio and you'll find the app. Download it on your devices so you can listen to our radio programs on the go. Stay with us as we bring you more reports on Myanmar Today. To mark the first international students of Yangon University of Foreign Languages, the Mohingha cooking and presentation competition was held last week. International students are divided into 8 groups, and the local students worked together with them to cook Myanmar's symbolic dish, Mohingha. Dora Swezin will tell us more about this delicious news. Here's a report.
Yangon University of Foreign Languages YUFL celebrates its first-time International Students' Day on 16 January. The theme is the language expressions with Myanmar Mohingha. Altogether, 8 groups of international students, together with the local students, joined the Mohingha cooking and presentation contest.
So this is a remarkable day for our university, the first time in our history. And then it is about cooking competition. And then it is about use of maybe language expression concerning with Myanmar Mohingha. Mohingha cooking is actually, it is a Myanmar culture, a unique Myanmar culture. So think about what we own as a Myanmar. So I find very easily that Myanmar Mohingha is really, it is a Myanmar unique, maybe. It is a previous choice. Let's say my first choice. So this is, we are thinking about promoting Myanmar culture. There are three objectives. The very first objective is maybe social integration of local and international students. So we have nearly 300 international students in the campus. So coming from various countries like China, Thailand, and Japan and Korea and several other European countries. So, and we have maybe around about 3,700 local Myanmar students. They need to integrate each other. They need to meet each other, and they will have their own opportunity by meeting them. So the very first reason is social integration. The second purpose is use of the target language for foreigners. So since we have nearly 300 foreigners, they need to use the target language in more and more contexts. So I created, this is a place, and I led then meeting with maybe around about 100 local students. So cooking together, preparing together, working together at least for 3 days. So this is opportunity for using language, Myanmar language. And the third objective is, as I said, this is the promotion of Myanmar culture. I am promoting Myanmar culture among foreigners.
This is the festival to bring the international students to be close to the local students and to use Myanmar language more in practical. At YUFL, there are 13 regular classrooms and 2 special classrooms for Myanmar language students. It is reduced to 8 groups, and other local students from other specialization majors joined the Myanmar language students and work together. 3 prizes, first, second, and third prizes were awarded, and the first prize went to Unit 2 of 4th-year Myanmar language students and 3rd-year English language students.
အင်္ဂလိပ်ဌာနတတိယနေ့တငယ်ချင်းတွေကအားရပါရကြိုးကြိုးဆဆ
The third-year students from the English department were so active and hardworking, so we became enthusiastic to participate in this competition. We were so thrilled that we were decisive to win the first prize. We divided the duties to everyone depending on what they are good at. Some are good at cooking and some are cheering up for them. By combining the skills of our members, our team finally won. Our Mohingha is called Do Pyon Pyon or Miss Smile because we just want everyone to smile when eating our Mohingha. Why we put Do in the name is that we want to refer to a mother who cooks a healthy meal with love for her children.
We all are happy now. We tried hard and did systematically, so we did expect to win an award. We are surely satisfied now. Our team is so active and energetic, so there were no difficulties. Back then, the local students and international students don't know each other much, but now we began friends. I learned that even though we are different, we can work together to achieve success with the spirit of unity.
YUFL is implementing different and unique extra classroom activities which are aimed at promoting the skill and competency of the students. The International Student Day of YUFL will be held in the coming year under the different theme. This is Laura Susan reporting from MI Radio.
That's a report on YUFL International Students Day, Mohingha Cooking Competition. And that's all the reports on Myanmar Today. Now, amid the tensions that's going on in the world, it's time to take a turn to some international news and find out what's happening around the world. Chinese President Xi Jinping's 2-day visit to Myanmar is the first state visit by a Chinese head of state during the past 2 decades. President Xi previously visited Myanmar as Vice President of China in 2009. It's reported that Xi's visit is long anticipated by Myanmar. As one of the results of the visit, the two countries cement the ties by signing several memorandums of understanding on key strategic projects. The three pillars of the China-Myanmar Economic Corridor, namely the Chaopyu Special Economic Zone, the China-Myanmar Border Economic Cooperation Zone, and the new Yangon City, as President Xi puts it in his message to the people of Myanmar. During the visit, President Xi and Myanmar State Councillor Dawn San Suu Kyi announced the decision that both countries have agreed to work together to build a community with a shared future, opening a new era of bilateral ties. Besides a cemented outpour type of bilateral ties between China and Myanmar, Myanmar's willing and mutually complementary and mutually beneficial coordination and collaboration with China in multilateral platforms such as the UN, ASEAN-China, Lanchang-Mekong Cooperation, and the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership against the tides of unilateralism and protectionism would showcase for other neighbors to follow suit. In other news, the government of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region said in a statement that foreign countries should not interfere in the internal affairs of Hong Kong. The HKSAR government made the statement in response to Sunday's assembly in Central. The government expressed regret over requests made by some within foreign governments to interfere in Hong Kong affairs and impose sanctions. The statement indicated the SAR government will promote the constitutional development in accordance with the basic law and relevant interpretations and decisions of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress. During Sunday's assembly, Hong Kong police arrested at least 4 people for possession of offensive weapons and possession of instruments fit for unlawful purposes. The police later held a press conference which strongly condemned the violent acts that happened on Sunday. Xi Jinping, General Secretary of the Communist Party of China Central Committee, visited southwest China's Yunnan province Sunday on an inspection tour ahead of the Chinese New Year. Xi went to a village of the Wa ethnic group in Qingshui Township in the city of Tengchong Sunday afternoon to learn about poverty alleviation efforts and extended his Chinese New Year's greetings to the villagers. He also visited the old town of Heshun, a gateway on the ancient southern Silk Road that linked China's Sichuan and Yunnan provinces with Myanmar and India, to learn about exchanges, historical and cultural inheritance, as well as ecological and environmental protection along the ancient trade route. Clashes between protesters and riot police continued on Sunday evening in Lebanon's capital, Beirut, leaving 70 injured, local TV channel LBCI reported. The report said among the injured, 30 people were transported by the Lebanese Red Cross to nearby hospitals. Protesters attempted to break into the parliament by throwing stones at security forces who used water cannons to disperse demonstrators. Hundreds of people yelled "Revolution" in the commercial district of the capital. Protesters pelted riot police with stones and fireworks. Some tried to climb over barbed wire and fencing to storm a heavily barricaded part of central Beirut that includes parliament. One man jabbed police with a pole across the barriers as the violence escalated. Meanwhile, Lebanese President Michel Aoun on Sunday called for an urgent security meeting to be held on Monday with defense and interior ministers and security agencies to discuss the latest developments in the country. Well, that's a wrap, and thanks for joining me on Myanmar Today. I'm Henry Zin. Have a good day, everyone, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye now.